6, Need to Know Morning Show. Thanks for hanging with us. If you are still trying to finish up your Christmas shopping, I've got an idea for you. Who doesn't like a slice of hot pizza on a cold day?
Oh, nice, cheesy, gooey, good.
That's what I'm talking about, Alex. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you been over to Spicy Pie yet? Have you had their pizza?
I have.
Yeah,
they've got great cheese pizza over there.
New York style pizza. It's good stuff there. Well, here's the deal. You go on am1100theflag.com, click on the Big Deals tab. That'll bring you to the menu board of all the menu board with food. You know what I'm saying. It'll bring you to all the things that are on sale on our Big Deals online marketplace. And today only, you can get a $10 gift certificate to Spicy Pie for not $8, not $7, not $6, $5. It's half price there. Whether you're looking for just a single slice or a whole pie, Spicy Pie is the place to go. Each slice or entire pie made to order. They also have grinders, great wings. Nachos are really good there. You can eat there or take it home with you. Keep your family full and happy. You can use it at the Minot, Fargo, or the Grand Forks location. Spicy Pie gift certificates, $10, yours for $5. Go online to am1100theflag.com. Click on Big Deals and start saving money. You got a coach of your kid's sports team, or maybe somebody who helps you around the house a little bit every once in a while. You want to do something nice for them. Who can't spare $5 to take care of some of the important people in your life? Get her done on the Big Deals page at am1100theflag.com. Okay, our man Kent Busek just walked in the house. What's up, Kent?
Getting used to the cold weather.
Is there any getting used to it?
Yeah.
Come on, I don't think so.
Where were you?
Oh, I had to make a quick trip down to Florida, and it was 82 and sunny, and it was tough. But,
somebody had to do it.
Yep.
Oh, man. For work or for fun?
No, it was for work. I had a business trip down there, and was just down there for 2 days. But, it was kind of a shock coming back. It was 25 or 28 when we left, and then a little chilly off the plane yesterday.
My gosh. Well, yeah, welcome back. At least we have some sun. I honestly feel like I can take just about anything when it's cold outside if you've got the sun. It just makes a guy feel better. I don't know. That's my story anyway. Okay, so the reason we have Kent in this time of year, once a month leading up to tax day, and Kent, the nice thing about him, I've used Kent for my taxes here for the last 2 or 3 years or so, and he's got great advice for not just how to take care of things on April 14th when most of us bring our stuff in and say, hey, let's get this thing figured out. But all year long, it's good to be in touch with your financial professional, your tax planner, your personal advisors, just to help figure out, okay, how do we do things at the end of the year? How do we do things to structure it so tax day isn't such a traumatic event? So it's always a good visit when we visit with Kent, whether it's December, April, or whenever. So, Kent, first of all, I know you got a couple things you want to talk about, but here in December now, this is kind of the time of year when we can take care of some things before December 31st to help us out. What are some of the things we want to be asking ourselves and thinking about here when we get to December, middle of December, where we are right now?
Well, the planning things that we see right now, a lot of it will look at capital gains, for example, buying and selling stocks. Let's say we have some capital gains already during the course of the year. A lot of people will go look at their portfolio, and let's say you do have a bad stock or a bad mutual fund. They'll sell that product and offset gains they have to help there. But the other thing that they actually look at, too, or we look at a lot, is charitable contributions, real estate taxes, mortgage interest, to see if we should be itemizing or not itemizing with the higher standard deduction. So there's a lot of work that's being done from the standpoint of, really charitable giving.
Yeah.
And to see whether we should max that out this year or delay it, or take advantage of your qualified charitable deduction from an IRA if you're over 70 and a half. So there's some advantages there. So it really focuses on deductions and timing for income.
Now, last year, we were all trying to figure out the changes in the new tax law that came into effect. Were there any changes, kind of maybe subtle things or under the radar kind of changes that people should know about for this year's tax filing?
It's really interesting this year, and I knew we were going to talk about that, so I was thinking about that. So this year, it's a lot more in place. People know what to expect because there was a lot of uncertainty going into last tax season. So, people have adjusted their withholding, their estimated tax payment. So there really hasn't been any major changes. What's out there, though, is more clarification as for how things work. And the one item that I wanted to talk about was Opportunity Zone. And that's a deferral for capital gains. So if you have capital gains from a sale of stock in your portfolio, let's say you've had money invested in Microsoft, as a great example here in North Dakota, or in the Fargo area. If you have Microsoft stock, or you've sold a business during the course of the year, typically you have to pay the capital gains. There's not been a deferral treatment like you get when you buy or sell land or property. But this is just any type of capital gain, or for the most part, any type of capital gain, you can get a deferral by investing in an opportunity zone. What happens at downtown Fargo, and a lot of Fargo, Moorhead, is in one of those zones. So you can invest in funds that are out there or projects that are being redone in these opportunity zones and defer the capital gains as if you would doing a 1031, we call it 1031 exchange on a land deal. This time last year, very vague, not a lot of guidance out there. But what we found is the feds have come out with two sets of answers and regulations kind of defining how it works. So there's a lot of traction out there right now, and it's an opportunity to defer that you didn't have previously. So again, if you have capital gains, that's something to look at.
So let's make a real life example out of that. I sell my business, or I sell some stock or some mutual funds that did pretty good. I got a pile of money sitting there. I like having the money, but I know I'm going to get taxed on it. And so what you're saying is I can invest in opportunity zones and defer those. Do I defer them, or does that just kind of forgive them, or how does that work?
Well, it's twofold. A lot of moving parts with this that are very, very advantageous for the taxpayer. First of all, you don't have to make the decision today as to what you want to invest in. So you have 6 months after December 31st. So we can say on your tax return, Steve, that we want to defer $100,000 into an opportunity zone. So we
hear that, Alex? I got $100,000 sitting right in front of me.
So we don't pay taxes on that $100,000. We save $25,000, $30,000 in taxes today. Then you have 6 months to invest in that. So again, look to downtown Fargo, and virtually any one of those projects that are being done, big, small. If you invest in one of those projects, you have a deferral, and if you do it for the 2019 tax year, you have a 7-year deferral on the taxes. Then in 2026, you pay the tax, that $25,000 or $30,000 that we talk about.
Okay.
But what happens is you don't pay a tax on the full amount, and there's a benefit there. So we have the deferral, we have the benefit, and then if you hold it long enough, any appreciation is excluded from income. So again, property doing well in the Fargo Moorhead area, you wouldn't pay taxes on any gain on the backside. So many different tax saving opportunities. And again, just not talked about last year, but because of guidance that we received from the government this year, more and more discussion about it. And again, downtown Fargo, there's a lot going on, a lot of opportunity down there. So again, it's something to look at for those people that, whether you've sold farm equipment, sold your business, stock. I mean, with the stock market up 30% this year, a lot of people are going to have capital gains, but you don't have to make that decision today. You have until June.
Okay, so if I want to invest, say, what do I go to kilborngroup.com and fill out a form? How do I get in touch with people to find out about these projects if I'd like to do that?
Again, there's people out there doing it. So Kilborn has a fund out there that's looking for it. But again, some of your other clients that advertise here on the radio station, they have projects in downtown Fargo, downtown Moorhead, throughout the Fargo region. So again, if you look for them, if you Google Fargo opportunity zones, the opportunities are there.
Okay, very interesting.
The people that you share offices with here, I'm sure they can put you in touch as well.
Yeah, I bet they probably could.
Your clients here can help you out.
Yeah, well, I wish I had that stack of $100,000. I needed to find something to do with. I don't, but hey, maybe someday. What are some of the things that we can pay maybe after January 1st that could still affect our taxes positively, and what are some of the things that you have to have that check in the mail by December 31st in order to take advantage of?
Well, it's the charitable contribution. So most individuals are cash basis. So what that means is you have to write the check or make the payment before the end of the year. So again, if you haven't got to the $10,000 real estate tax or income tax or real estate tax deduction limit for the year, you want to pay that before the end of the year. On the vice versa cash basis, if you have the opportunity to defer income into next year for some reason that you're not going to get paid for something, and you don't receive the money, we typically like to push it a year or defer it when possible.
Okay. And then there are things like my HSA contribution. I can still do that late. My IRA contribution, I can do that late. But if I want to give money to church, I got to do that by the 31st.
Yeah, the HSA and the IRA, that have until the April 15th.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of time. We have to figure that out right away.
And again, the other thing to look at, too, is if you got a flex plan out there, you need to spend those flex dollars by the end of the year. So,
that's right.
So the eyes, the doctors, the dental work, what have you. So
okay, on my notes in front of me, I have this. Rudolph is a success story. What do we need to know about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Well, I just kind of find it funny last week or so when they do the annual showing of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which I've been watching. I think I was 2 or 3 years old when that came out.
Yes.
So yeah, I was even watching it the other night. But there's some groups, and I'm assuming they're from the left or the right coast somewhere, that it's a story of bullying, and they want to pull the show off.
Oh, right.
Because he had to put the black nose on the or the black cover on the red nose. I'm sitting there looking at this, and it's like, that's your your left coast media. But I mean, isn't Rudolph a success story? That he was kind of had a little disadvantage, or kind of had to make a change. At the end of the day, he came back, he saved the day, he was the hero. Ended up dating the nice
the hot chick, right?
Yeah, the hot
Clarice.
yeah, the hot
I'm in
deer.
trouble now,
but not only that though, is you take a look at the elf that had some problems too. He became a dentist, and I mean everybody in that show. I mean, so like I said, they talk about bullying, but I mean, my goodness, this is a motivational show that you just it's like Lamar Jackson, just work harder, nobody cares.
I love that. Yeah, he's got the shirt. He wears in his post-game press conferences, nobody cares, work harder. And I think what he's saying is like, I'm not going to make excuses. No one's going to feel sorry for me. If we're going to get better, I got to get better. I love that T-shirt.
And again, it's like, one of the sports radio hosts was just saying he was comparing that to Freddie Kitchen, blaming he had a T-shirt from his children.
Oh, yeah, it's Pittsburgh's fault.
It was Pittsburgh's fault. So you have a losing organization in the Browns blaming somebody, where you have a very solid organization with the Baltimore Ravens. They're just saying, we're just going to go out and work, and at the end of the day, they win.
I love it.
So again, just kind of the approach that, take with things, in the business world, and, it's hard. It's a fight every day. And you know what? Just go try as best as you can, and don't blame anybody. And, hopefully, let's go.
I think Baltimore's going to make the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't see anybody going into Baltimore with that good defense and Lamar Jackson playing as good as he is. I don't know that they're going to get beat.
No, I agree with you. So with that being said, so whether it's in the business world and the tax planning and your investments, just go out there and do the best that you can, and take advantage of the opportunities that are out there, and save as much money as you can, and invest, and things work out at the end.
Let's go. I love talking politics with you because you just don't care what anybody thinks. You just kind of throw it out there. Is it the end of the world as we know it, what's happening in politics right now?
I don't know. I think it's going to get more and more fascinating with the impeachment going on. And the wild card that I kind of keep watching about is could you imagine if something would happen to Ruth Ginsburg?
Yeah.
And if we had a confirmation hearing for a new Supreme Court justice going on with the impeachment going on. Now, that would be must-see TV.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
So that's why...
They're going to treat her like Weekend at Bernie's. I mean, she'd probably be dead for the next 3-4 years, and they'll just prop her up and bring her in there. Or they'll find a look-alike or something. No, it's her.
It'd be Weekend at Ruthie's.
Oh, my gosh.
But again, you look at a big picture, and, I have some, friends that, look to, they're not exactly pro-Trump, and I just look at the people that they're rolling out, whether it's Elizabeth Warren or Bernie, or speaking of Weekend at Bernie, Bernie Sanders or Biden. It's like, who's going to beat the president? I mean,
I don't know. We can't find anybody.
So again, with everything going on, it's just really fascinating. And I have a 19-year-old that's a freshman in college, and he's just fascinated with it all. And I just tell him there's never been anything like this before, whether it's been the Kavanaugh hearings, what's been going on with the president, because this is entirely different than with what happened with Clinton. And again, it's just fascinating. So just take it all in. But in the meanwhile, control what you control. Go out and work hard in the Fargo-Moorhead area. We've got a good thing going here. We've got a good economy. We've got good business, good people. We're still growing. So there's opportunity. Take advantage of it.
If you want to find out more about what Kent could do for you, you can get a hold of him a couple different ways. The website is fmtaxman.com. That's fmtaxman.com. or you can call them at 701-356-7867. They're over on Amber Valley Parkway, 4840 Amber Valley Parkway in Fargo. Kent, always good to see you. Lots of fun talking about all kinds of stuff with you today. Take it easy.
Thank you, Steve. Have a great holiday.
Thanks, you too. 821.